Hello, and welcome to this discussion tonight. I might need to raise this a little bit, Alton.
I'm gonna raise it.
Is it? Yeah.
Right here.
Just a little bit.
Just a touch. No, I messed it up.
There you go. That's good.
Keep smiling to the people, Isis.
I am. Hey, guys, come on in.
Come on in.
And share this video.
I am tall.
Yes, your head is getting chopped off. You might want to sit on a smaller chair.
I need to go lower.
I mean, if you don't mind.
I mean, I can lean forward. Lean back. Lean back.
Let's try to get these people.
Let's get them in, yeah, before we start talking. You know, you just go live. People don't just come straight in, you know. Crazy. You probably need to scoot that way, so what do you think?
Do I?
Right down. Oh, there it is. Oh! We should sing something, Ice.
No.
All right, we come on in. Come on in with the table.
Hey guys, come on in. This is an important live tonight. On behalf of I Hear That Girl, I'm gonna be speaking on this topic and some more, and then I have a special guest here with me, my good friend.
Oh, was I supposed to wait to come in?
Oh no, this is not a TV show.
Oh, you want to? It would have been dope though. Like you could have introduced me and like,
Yes,
give it up for Alton Walker.
It's okay. I don't know why it's so hard for me to share right now. We have no music or anything to welcome people, but I don't think this is a musical moment.
Nah, this ain't. I mean, yeah, we don't even want to talk about music.
Hey, Miss Sandra, how are you?
Come on in, y'all. Hey. I'm getting ready to share my.
Make sure that you're sharing on this post. Share this chat for tonight. Hey,
Come on
who's
in,
that?
man.
Miss Lauren. Hey, Miss Lauren. How are you? I miss you.
I miss you.
Make sure that you share. We're gonna discuss some really important information, and there may be someone that you know that needs to either hear this or wants to share some information as well. Yeah, we're just gonna be discussing it, and I have to do this. I just have to do this. Didn't want to. I had anxiety about doing it, which is a first in a very long time. Which I will discuss to you as to why I had anxiety. And I have some tissue just in case I need. Yes, I do.
You gonna cry tonight?
I don't know about that. Don't do that. I mean, this is
I ain't
just,
never seen you cry.
this is stressful for me.
Yeah.
And I really was trying to avoid it. You know, yesterday when you brought it up, I was
Can't
really
avoid
just
it,
like,
man.
I do not want to talk about this. But, it needs to be discussed. And so we're going to be doing that tonight.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm just getting ready. Make sure you share. You know, share with your friends. Like, for real, this is going to be a good topic. I think after this weekend, you know, a lot of people are saying, I hear it a lot, we need to stop it. I'm just tired of talking about it. And I think that's been the issue. So it's like we always want to get away from it, you know, and it's time for us to stop getting away from it. I think that's one of the Bird Box. That's why I like that movie. I mean, because it was, to me, I thought that movie was talking about face your fears and face it. Look at it. Stop avoiding it and stop saying whatever. Everybody, I keep hearing, I'm just tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about it.
Well,
you know?
The tired of talking about it is a real thing, because I legit get, and I didn't even recognize that this was happening to me, but I legit was getting headaches and migraines over this discussion, over this topic. And, you know, and even what was bothering me so wasn't so much of what I saw on the show. It was more of what the conversation was in the comments and stuff like that. You know, and it's really disheartening to hear, to read from people that you know.
Right.
You know, and you're like, wow, you feel that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very disheartening, and it's difficult when you are a victim of molestation. So, for me, this is difficult.
Well, yeah.
It's difficult. So...
Well, let's get into it.
Bear with me.
Let's jump into it, because...
And I think I'm just angry. I'm more angry than anything.
Lie to y'all. I ain't used to ISIS tearing up, y'all. You know, so
Shut up, Alton.
I ain't used to ISIS tearing up. You know, ISIS is a thug. ISIS is a pure. ISIS ain't even ticklish. That's how you know you're a thug, when you ain't ticklish.
Okay, so let me get into. I tried to write some things down for you guys, and I was struggling doing that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be on here and just fall apart. You know?
Yeah.
So I wrote some things down. And I'm glad that Alton's here, because he's probably going to have to do a lot of talking, because I didn't even know I was going to be this emotional this quickly.
Yeah.
It's just a lie. It's a lie.
But it's a light. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's why I'm here. You know, this is going to be tough, and you know, we're going to take it deep. We're going to have light moments, but we got to go there, you know. And so everybody saw. You know, we talked about it, and thank you. Listen, please share, because I'm telling you, share this with someone that you feel that needed to hear this. You know, and comment. Please feel free to comment. You know what you feel about the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly. And this is what we're talking about. The Surviving R. Kelly that happened this weekend. For those of you who saw it, I think the whole world saw it, and I think a mirror was put up in everybody's face, you know, for those who were a victim or are a victim, and for those who just overlooked it. I have to say, as far as R. Kelly, I'll be honest, I overlooked it. You know, I would have to be honest. And I think a lot of us overlooked it. I mean, even victims, I think we overlooked it. And I think this documentary brought a lot of stuff out. Not even about R. Kelly. I mean, this is bigger than R. Kelly. Let's just get it straight. This is huge.
I like to think of it as it was a necessary trauma.
Yeah. It
was a necessary trauma because, and I'm saying the show was a necessary trauma because for me, my attack happened so long ago, and I really thought that I had conquered it. You know, I talk about my molestation. I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to talk about it. I've written a book about it. Mm-hmm. And I just never, I think the difference between when you're just sharing your story, mm-hmm. that does give you freedom. And I do want to say that to anybody that has been through something, it does give you freedom, because me speaking on it gave me control over my feelings, admitting it, and really just being real about, look, this happened to me. But I think my PTSD happened when I was bombarded with those images over and over again, seeing and hearing all of what he's done. Because every time, I don't know if this is the same thing for anyone else that was watching that is a victim, but for me, every time they would show an image, even if it was blurred out, I saw me.
Mm-hmm. That's why they put a mirror up.
I saw myself as that little girl, and I was feeling horrible because I knew immediately that feeling of someone that violates you, that you care about or you look up to. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, she stuck around. But I'm going to tell y'all this. When you're young and you're looking up to someone, you admire someone, and that person is very close to you, the first person you question, even when they touch you and you know it's wrong, because we all get this light bulb goes off and says something ain't right about this kind of touch, you know? But when that happens, you question yourself. I was 11 years old, not questioning myself. Wow. Did you really feel that? No. No. They would never do that to you. No. No. And this is what's going on in my 11-year-old head is no. I must be mistaken. Wow. Nah. You know, so I questioned myself the first time it happened. And then the second time it happened. And the third time, because I was like, this cannot be, this person would not do this. I love this person. I care about this person. That person would not do that. Until it was a blatant, like they had been so emboldened by the fact that they had been molesting me till they got, emboldened by it. And that's what happened with RKelly. And I think at that point, that's when I was just done, because I stopped at episode 3. But he got so emboldened by it, he was doing things that I could not, like my mind would not say no. Mm-hmm. My mind was like, yeah, that person touched you. And when that happened, that's when I ran and told somebody. But, coming up to that, I kept questioning myself. Because this person is supposed to care about you. This person is supposed to love you. And they're telling you that you can trust them. And so, yeah, as a young person, you're questioning. So I can just imagine this little girl, especially Sparkle's niece, mm-hmm. who was there and looked up to him, thinking that he's probably telling her all the great things he'll do. You so talented, this,
right,
and that.
I can take you to the next level.
And she probably questioned herself, like, no, he wouldn't do it if it was wrong. Even though she knows it's wrong. Yeah, he wouldn't do that if he's wrong. Like, she would say that to herself. I'm sure she said it to herself. And I'm saying this because I know what I said to myself. So it was a necessary trauma for me to be bombarded with those images and things again, because it just shook me back. It was a joke. Like, it was a joke for everybody else. It's that shock. Some people need it. People need to see that. They need to be shocked, because you need to think about the fact that some little girl probably in your family is going through the same thing.
And that's why I think for especially Black America, this documentary really put the mirror up on how much we cover up so much stuff in our family because we don't want to look at it. We don't want to see it. This dude was doing so much amazing things, and how could it? And I have to be honest. I growing up, well, not growing up, when I was about 25, 26, had people that I knew on both ends. Mm-hmm. We had a minister, and we had, somebody that I knew on both ends. And it was like, at first, you are shocked. You're like, it ain't no way this person can do that. I mean, I just saw him pray for people. I just saw him preach. I just saw him teach the Bible study. I just saw him prophesy. I just saw him lay hands and somebody fell out. Like, I saw it. And I saw what he said to a person. I knew, I saw it was true. I saw him minister and people getting saved and people coming. There's no way that this person can do that. I was that person. I think that's what went on with RKelly. It was this dude that everybody saw, like, wait a minute, he put out, he's likable.
He probably doing turkey dinners
like he's likable
for the homeless. He probably doing all of this stuff. Yeah. And so it
I believe
really
I can fly. You
question yourself. Like, one of the comments says, Angel Gaines says, especially if your parents respect you too.
I was gonna get to that.
You doubt your instincts. You do.
Because you're looking at it like, especially in church. 'Cause I was on the radio station and a woman called in and said, yeah, a deacon touched me when I was young. And it happens everywhere. And we always turn our eye. We look away. We look at it. We know it happened. But we rather not go too deep. So if they tell us, oh, baby, come on, let's not worry about that. Like, all right, what he do now? Come on, he didn't do that. All right, you sure he did that? I think soon you say that, you're sure.
It's horrible.
It's
a
over.
horrible feeling.
That person is
questioned.
like, I don't even want to go through it no more.
It's a horrible feeling to be questioned.
Right.
When you come to someone. And this is a point that I was trying to make to a friend of mine who was saying, where were the parents? Where were this? Where, and I understand what he was saying, but for me, when you do that, when we're trying to focus on all this other stuff around R. Kelly, it's like, imagine your little girl comes to you and says, so-and-so touched me. And the first thing you say is, well, where were you? Who was around you? What happened prior to? All this other stuff. Instead of the main question, let me go find him.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Like, that is the feeling that you get when everybody in the world wants to talk about Andrea. They want to talk about Sparkle. They want to talk about his brothers that allowed it. They want to talk about the people that did the running. They want to talk about all this stuff. But the victim only cares about the person that attacked them. Right. They don't care about the people that was in suit with it. Yeah, they are wrong. Don't get me wrong at that. But what I'm saying is, when I bring something to you and I'm speaking my truth, I don't need to hear about everybody else. I need you to go get R. Kelly.
Right.
That's what I want you to do. And our community is spending so much time and so much energy discussing everyone else except the main character in this thing, which is Robert.
And I'm not going to lie. I said this before. What bothered me is, and I hope I ain't getting too far, and I don't know your notes or anything, but what bothered me is that when the white women came after Bill Cosby in numbers, the black community, we turned against Bill Cosby immediately. Oh, it was jokes about it. We talked about him. And I don't know, because he was hard on black folks. I don't know if that had to do with it. Maybe because he talked hard. I don't know, but it was white women talking about Bill Cosby, and we immediately jumped on the bandwagon.
But you know what? The sad thing about that is, like I said, I only watched up to episode 3.
Yeah.
But I was reading the news today, and Chance the Rapper was on the final.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, he's talking
and he
about
makes a statement about he didn't take those allegations seriously because they involved black women.
Yeah.
That is a problem. That is the problem that we have in this country, in our community, and I'm saying in this country and our community, because it's not just our community. Our community is perpetuating something that started with the country. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So black women have always been the scapegoat for when Master decided he wanted to rape so and so.
Yeah. And
his excuse was they like it. Oh yeah, those black women, they love that. They just sexual beasts. They love stuff like that. So no one ever believed us from day one. We didn't have a fighting chance to be believed. But the sad thing about it is that same idea has been perpetuated in our community amongst our own people.
Yeah. And
you look at a black woman, and when a black woman says something happened to her, no one believes her.
Yeah.
No one. And it's a burden. I love being a black woman. I love everything about who I am.
Yeah.
That is why I have this platform. But it is such a burden to be a black woman, period. I don't even know if I can say a black woman in America or any other state. I just feel like being a black woman is definitely a burden.
Yeah.
Because there's no one for us. And that is why I cling so much to my sisters, because we are all we have.
Yeah.
Is each other. Like, anyway.
Because I was reading the other parts to the story, the people that was, I don't know if they're trying to take, I don't know what they're trying to do. Like with the Drea part, they showed a video of her singing his songs last year.
People are trying to, basically, they're going to take whatever they want to, they're going to dig as much as they can and try to find as much as they can on the women that said, he did this to me. Why? Because they want you to look at them and say, y'all lying. Y'all lying, y'all lying, y'all lying.
And
I don't care
where did that
about
come
her
from,
video.
though?
It comes from the not believing black women. If these were white women...
I mean, we proved that. We definitely proved that. We proved if it was white women, he's going to jail. They found the white woman.
If it was white women, black men would be like, man, that's messed up.
You went to jail.
That's messed up now. How you gonna do that girl like that?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a black woman, it's like,
I just didn't see.
She might be lying though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why are our own men not protecting us? Y'all get mad when we say that, but I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Y'all don't protect us, and then you want to, you know what? That's a whole other thing. I'm not even gonna do it because brothers get on my nerves with that. We love y'all to death, but there is no one there for the black woman, and I am over it.
Yeah.
I am so over it.
And that's why I was and that's why I was bringing it up, because regardless of, I said it like this. I was like, yesterday I told you, I said, okay, take RKelly out the picture. Let's just take her out the picture. Nothing happened to her.
He still did it. He still did it. Why are we doing that?
And my thing was this: no matter if those young women, I don't care if they wanted to do it. It's still illegal. I don't care if a 14-year-old wanted to. I had people even say, it was the high school girls dating older men when I was in high school. It was still, it's still wrong.
Right. Let me tell y'all something.
It was still
I have
wrong.
said this over and over again. If Chris Brown or any one of these other rappers, singers, dudes, Jacquees, for all give out, if he show up at somebody's high school, them little kids going. And it doesn't matter how well behaved your child is. It don't matter how many times you take them to church. It does not matter if they show up. They are going. If Diddy shows up, they're going. It doesn't matter. All the stuff you taught them, it don't matter. They're like, that is Diddy. I'm going with Diddy.
It's a star. I mean, it's somebody you've been looking at on TV. It's somebody you've been watching. And like I said, it was a pattern. Everybody that he was messing with, you saw, was an entertainer, a singer. Most of them was a singer. Somebody that was trying to get to something.
They are trying to justify it, Daph. They're trying to justify abusing young black women. Regardless,
and that's what I'm saying, regardless if those girls wanted to go, I don't care if they wanted to, at the end of the day, it is still wrong. And we still have to look at those issues. And so the question I have is this, because people are saying, they're trying, I hear it all the time, well, can you separate the man from the talent? So they'll use the name. Can you separate Robert from RKelly? I've heard this. I want to know about that. What do y'all think about that? Can you really separate the two? Is it? Because me, they the same people. But I've been hearing,
what do you mean?
So, because you hear people say, can you separate the talent from and they say RKelly and Robert. They've been saying that. Robert is the person that did the raping. RKelly wrote the song.
Talent is talent, and talent can belong to anybody, But talent still is not justification for you to be a rapist or a terrorist. It's just not. So I don't care about separating. You can separate it if you want to. You can put it together if you want to. He's still a rapist, a terrorist, a child molester, a predator, all of the above. That is what he is.
Because I'm hearing it a lot. I'm hearing it so many times. RKelly, we met RKelly. RKelly is the musician. He's the writer of the song. We never knew Robert. I was like,
and see, this is what drives me insane. This is what I think this furthered my PTSD. I didn't even acknowledge or know that I was suffering from PTSD. Let me make sure you guys know that. I have always acknowledged that I was molested, and I have told people, okay? So when I watched this, I really thought I could watch it.
Right.
I didn't know to the depths of what was going to be released there, but I really felt like I could watch it. And as I began to watch it, you know, the first couple episodes, I was like, hopefully people will see this monster for who he is. And I think that when I went to the comments, that is when the PTSD kicked in.
When you started
because
seeing people,
I saw that people saw something happen blatantly in your face, and you still deny it. That drove me insane. The anger began to build up because all I was thinking about was, you know, do we ever get any justice? Do we ever get any relief from a person who decides? And I don't care about, you know, the fact that same thing happened to him, because these things, it's a ripple effect, and it does. It moves on and on and on, but it affects everybody in a different way, because the person that molested me took something from me.
Right.
And they did not have the right to take what they took from me. You know what I'm saying? And that same thing happened to that young girl and everyone else that was involved, everyone else that was touched, everyone else that was molested, raped, assaulted even Andrea. We sitting up here talking about that one, but something was taken from her. The moment that she talked about where everybody was like, she was so joyful when she first met him, and then after he took away her voice, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he
wouldn't even allow her to speak to people anymore. Like, who are you? What kind of a monster is that? And I'm just like, why can't people see this, and you're hearing this testimony and you're hearing it, and yet you are still denying that this thing happened? When you deny somebody's truth, that's crazy. That bothers me so much, and I was just so messed up behind it, and I didn't know it. I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 years old this year. And this happened to me at the age of 11 years old.
And I
did not know.
I want to say, this is why I appreciate you, though, because you started talking about telling the truth with your book. And you started this Her Story thing. I remember going to your Her Story event, and I left. Like, I wanted to stay. You remember that? I wanted to stay at this event, but I knew that these ladies needed to get stuff out, and they didn't need a man around to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I actually went in there. It was 2 little boys in there. I was like, they need to leave. Mm-hmm. Because this need to be like, women, y'all need to find other women to talk about it and get it out. Get it out so y'all can understand it, and y'all know it's other people out there. She just opened her heart to let you know, like, you're not the only one. There's probably somebody in here, like, you don't even want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I appreciate you and your platform, because you taught me a lot. You know, because I had a lot. I remember you used to get mad. I used to get mad at me because I had a lot of questions. But my question was real. Like, I wasn't asking the questions just to be on some, you know, but I was really wanting to know, like, why this behavior. Like, I wanted to know why Drea was singing in that car. What was going on with her? And it wasn't it wasn't the trying to figure out, you know.
Yeah. It's the long-term effects of manipulation and abuse. That's what it is. She's still being abused by this man. He still has control over her. And I guarantee you, one moment, because you're seeing, like, one moment she's saying, this happened to me, and then the next moment she's like, well, don't do that. It's because she has been chastised for speaking out. She probably was chastised with him.
Somebody said, I'll be 45. Mine started at 10. Went on until I was 14. I'm
telling you, it's like so many people. It's so many people. And
that's a lot of women.
And I think last year I made a statement about all of my friends. I think there's only one friend that I have.
Wow.
That was never molested. One. Out of all of and y'all know I got a load of female friends. And out of all of my friends, only one of them told me that she was never molested. So this tells you how pervasive this thing is and how often it happens. And, you know, in the black community, there ain't no justice, no way. We don't take nobody to jail. And I understand why we don't take anybody to jail. I get that. You know, we're not keen on calling the cops, okay, because we don't trust them. But We don't call the police on anybody. So if something happens, you're hoping for ghetto justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thankful for my daddy's justice.
Ooh, that's deep.
But, it's just, it's so much. Let's see.
That's deep.
I don't see it.
Today, Dad.
My mom stayed married to my abuser. Yeah, I saw that. That. And I was like, here's another story. And I was reading some of the stories from a lot of my friends and a lot of comments, and people were like, look, this happened to me too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if people think we just using hashtags for the hell of it, but man, we're not. If I could not have this happen to me,
yeah. Like I said, I've been learning from her platform, from what she's been doing, because there's a lot of, I didn't know that most women have been assaulted in some kind of way, and I go back and like go to my college years in my high, like, man, making sure that did I ever do something to a woman that was out the way, and I'd be praying to myself. I pray that I didn't, But as men, we need to start listening. As men, we need to start paying attention and listening to our women, because they're speaking to us. They've been talking to us for a long, very, very long time. And I didn't want to look at the documentary. I was skeptical of it, but if you create the conversation, I'm down for it. So my question is, so what do we do? What do a woman do after all this? Where do we go from here?
Well,
where do we go from here? What do we do? Because I'm reading all kinds of stuff. I mean, Daphne, that's tough. So what do we do? I mean, what do you tell?
It's important for every woman to tell your story. I don't care how long ago it was. I don't care if you fear hurting someone's feelings. You have to tell your story. Because what I have come to find, I got a big mouth, and I've always loved the power of the voice. And when you speak about what has happened to you and you share, there is someone else that needs to hear exactly what you're saying. Because they may be, you don't even know, like somebody listening to this right now may have been on the verge of trying to take their own life. You just don't know. You have no idea how this thing affects you, because sexual assault affects us all differently. For me, I don't have an emotional capacity. And it's sad, but I don't have an emotional capacity. I don't have it because it was taken from me. But there are also other things that were taken from other people. Some people were, their love and affection for men is gone. Their trust is gone. It's so many things that's gone because somebody came and took it.
Yeah.
So when you speak out about what's going on, you can help build somebody else up, because they can say, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me. It was this trauma that did that.
All right. It
was this trauma. It's not me. I'm not just acting out for no reason at all. Like, I didn't understand the effects that this had on me until I was 32 years old. I had buried it that far away that I didn't even recognize the things that were happening. And this helped ruin, and I'm not going to say it was completely responsible, but it helped ruin my marriage. Because I didn't have a grip on this thing. And it was so many effects, so many rippling effects of this thing that happened to me. So when you speak on it, you alert someone else. Like, somebody else might be hearing when I said that my emotional affection is gone. And that might be a light bulb for them and be like, mine too.
Mine is too, yeah.
Oh, that's why. Now you can heal, baby. Now you can heal. Now you can figure out how to live your life past that.
When you face it. Yeah.
And know who to give your emotions to, because you might be trying to throw your emotions or trying to find emotion in every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because you're thinking that it's something wrong with you, but now that you realize it's trauma, now you can be more selective about what you're doing. And that is why your story is important. I implore you, share your story. If you got to write a book, if you have to speak it out at your church, like, look,
culture, yeah.
It's young girls that need to hear what we have been through. Because a lot of times, if we go ahead and tell them this story, when it comes up to them,
right,
they'll be like, you know what, I remember she said something that nah, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be anything. I have little girls that I teach in radio. And yes, I have told them, and we have had this conversation. We have this conversation because they need to know. They need to know. What did you have?
Well, that's what one of Daphne was saying. She was like, I asked, what are some things we can do? And one person said we can start by Angel. Start by stop glamorizing pimp culture. Daphne said
that's so good.
Daphne said all the way down. She was like, what you were saying. We need to start telling our daughters, because you told me one of your friends through this R. Kelly, her mom ended up telling her something happened to her.
Yeah. So she didn't even know, and like.
But imagine if she would have told her that a long time ago.
Then she would have, a lot of things would have been different. I'm just going to say their relationship would have been different, and a lot of other things would have been different.
Yeah.
But it was just, like, I think that her mom had buried it so far that she even forgot.
Wow.
Because you can literally bury it. Like, you can bury this thing. And, I buried mine for a very, very long time. But it has rippling effects. And I'm saying all that because I want you guys to share your story to somebody. It's somebody that's around you. I don't know if it's your niece. I don't know if it's a little cousin. I don't know if it might just be people at church. But it's somebody that needs to hear your story. I ain't talking about Testimony Tuesday.
Yeah, no, let me tell you. Please don't tell your testimony.
You sitting in the church. And there's some little girl that maybe the church be sitting up there talking about, she acting out, she just fast, she just this and that. Ain't nobody just anything.
Yeah, you don't tell.
Pull that little girl to the side and have a conversation, baby. Listen, let me tell you what happened to me.
Yeah. And
I guarantee you're going to learn something. So sharing your story is extremely, it says teach our sons. Yes, our sons too. I definitely want to hit on what Angel said about the pimp culture. Like, it's stuff that we are celebrating that is just foolishness. Like I said today about about the kill yourself term. Like, it's certain terms that I'm like, why are we saying stuff like that? I don't even say petty. I hate to say I'm being petty. I don't say that stuff. That's stupid. Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're doing. Watch what you're celebrating. Your boy bring home some girls and you're excited. Yeah, he get all them girls. He can get them all. That's not cute.
Yeah. I mean, and what you already know, I mean, that's always being celebrated with that.
It's celebrated for men, for the boys to just conquer as many girls as they can. Yeah. And then y'all take the girls and then you don't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
You tell them absolutely nothing about themselves, nothing about their bodies.
And that's the issue. I think when it came, like, I was raised church. I was raised in a church environment, and we didn't talk about sex in detail. What is wrong? What is good? A good relationship? What is a good sexual relationship? What is a bad sexual relationship? So now, these girls that don't know this, they don't know what sex about. They never seen it, never talked about it because you scared to even introduce it to them. Now they go get with a person like R. Kelly that teaches them what sex is about. And it's the wrong, unhealthy way of having sex.
And another thing is that I really need us to stop today. Stop telling your little girl, make sure you covered up when so-and-so come over. If your brother is that much of a pervert that if your little girl got on short pants in her own house, that she got to cover up, maybe you need to check your brother. That means you already well aware that Uncle JoJo is a pervert. But yet you're allowing Uncle JoJo in the house. What is up with that? Why are we quick to tell the little girl what to do? Hey, make sure you cover yourself up. Make sure you put on some long pants when you go over to so-and-so's house. Yeah. Just tell her don't go over there.
Yeah.
Like, we got to stop putting the burden of protection on the girl.
Oh, we do that. Yeah, we do that a lot. We do. It's always the woman's fault. It's always, you know, it is. I do notice that it's always the woman's fault. But like I said, this R. Kelly, like I said, it really brought up a lot of stuff. And I have to say, I mean, I straight apologize. You know, because when they revealed that while he was on trial, he was putting out hits that he put out "Step in the Name of Love" while he was on trial, and one of the top songs that played at every wedding, you know, while he was on trial about this issue. Then I remember looking at Whitney Houston funeral. He got up, sung, preachers and pastors stood up, and that's I brought this part up because the first thing we do as Christians, I do believe in forgiveness. I believe in that, but the first thing we do is when something happens, we say, well, you know, ain't no sin greater than the other. I mean, to be honest with you, I never read that in the Bible. And maybe it's in the... But when do we get to a place where we start fighting for justice as Christians? Fighting for what's right.
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
We're not fighting as Christians no more.
That should always be our motto. Like, I was taught that. I was raised with right is right, wrong is wrong. And so that was drilled into my head so much so that sometimes I would throw it on my mama. I'd be like, well, what you did was wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we do that? Why can't we have that mindset of right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless of who did what and who that person is? I mean, I've seen people just relating to the weirdest stuff to get a pass on R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, he wrote a lot of music, and you can't deny his talent. I can't deny he's a pervert. I can't deny. Yeah, I'm just not understanding.
I can't put them in the same sentence. I just, you know, yeah, you talented. I just can't put it in the same sentence. So,
I'm getting emotionally spent again. Just talking about him is giving me a headache.
But I pushed Isis to do this. She didn't want to.
I had so much anxiety, y'all. I didn't even know I would have anxiety because I've never reacted to talking about my molestation in this way. But that documentary just really was a trigger, and I noticed a lot of other people who are victims of sexual assault were saying the same thing. It's like, it's triggering me. I'm getting PTSD. Like, it's a real thing, and it's sad. And so I definitely hope that each time that I step out and share my story, that you guys will be emboldened to do the same, because it's necessary and it's important that you do so.
Yeah.
You know, people get away with stuff because don't nobody say nothing. They get away. He continued to get away with it because nobody would speak up. Right. Nobody would say anything. You know, and a lot of people, I don't know why people want to get on Sparkle so bad. I don't understand their anger for Sparkle.
They're forgetting that, and because people want to, you know what he was doing. I just don't believe that Sparkle totally knew what R. Kelly was doing. She would have introduced her niece like that. I mean, and you got to think about it. Like, when the Leah thing happened with R. Kelly, we found out a little bit later that it happened. When we found out, I think it was pretty much over. I don't even think they was together when we really found out they married, because their parents got to know them and all that. So, you know, I mean, people want to get on her about that, but I have to applaud her because she fought and gave up her career and her family when it was happening. Like, she went after him at trial. She was there. She gave up that. I mean, who wants to go against family? Like, her family didn't want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So if she was, I mean, the first thing would be, well, then I shut up. But she's like, no, like, I can't.
Right.
Who would want their family to be divided like that? If anything, she would have said, okay, I'm going to be with my family. But she decided to go against what her family was talking about to make sure that this man, you know, get some kind. Well, they'll get some kind of justice. It didn't happen. Of course, we know what happened, which I still don't get. I mean,
What do you mean?
With the girl not wanting to come out, maybe. I guess embarrassment.
I mean, come on, listen.
You know, that is very embarrassing.
That's extremely embarrassing. To this day, she's still dealing with it, and she's probably dealing. Like, if I'm feeling PTSD, I can imagine what she's feeling right now in this moment. And then you also have to think about the effects of the manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he manipulated this girl to a degree to where, you know, not only manipulated you, but embarrassed the hell out of you.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Like, who wants to even show their face anymore?
I mean, to
it's
be honest
bad
with
enough
you,
for the people that didn't go through what that little girl went through, and they're speaking up, and look at how people are talking about them. So you can imagine if I come out, what they're gonna say about me.
I'm sorry. I know me. If anything like that would have that embarrassing, and I'm talking about this is the whole world. This tape is everywhere. I don't think I would have came out either. That's embarrassing. The tape was strict. It was embarrassing, humiliating.
And you gotta remember, her father was still playing the guitar.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on, what kind of support system did she have that was saying, yeah, you should go on here and talk? That support system probably was saying, what you did? What did you do?
So I'm feeling like if we could create an environment where young ladies will immediately report something like that, and we're not quick to say you sure, but go immediately get it together. Go find that dude. Go, hey yo, what going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know,
I'm telling you, 1 second of you not understanding can change a young girl's life.
Because she'll definitely back up. Like
immediately. And it questions herself. So look, guys, if you have something that you want to share, and you have trouble sharing it, Alton spoke about earlier, I do have the Her Story Brunch. And this is where we get together to actually share these things. Let's see what Belindia said. There is no girl fast enough to catch a grown man who is not interested in teenagers. You know, everybody's saying she was fast. So that's why they ended up in the situations they ended up in.
It was RKelly.
No, ain't no girl fast enough to get no grown man. That's all I'm saying. So I started a sentence and I stopped. But
I mean, that's still no excuse for, like I said, I don't care. I don't care if the girl wanted it, liked it. It's still wrong for a man to, it's just wrong. I don't care if they agree. I don't care. Like, that's the whole point. I don't think we understand it. It doesn't matter if she's fast. It doesn't matter if she like it, enjoyed it, want to be. It's still illegal. A 14-year-old, it's illegal. Do y'all get it? I don't know if they get that or not. I don't care if she walk around with nothing on. It's still illegal.
Right, it's illegal. And
on that man part, it's illegal. That's all I'm saying.
So this is why I have the Her Story Brunch.
Oh, somebody said tell more about the brunch.
I'm actually hosting the Her Story Brunch. It's January 20th in Norcross, Georgia. And we will, can you put the link in the comments? Right. But, so the Her Story Brunch is January 20th. And it is a safe space for women to come, socialize, share, and be inspired. You don't have to share your story if you do not want to. We're not going to force nobody to tell none of their business. But you can hear the stories of women who are ready to tell their story. I'm actually going to have someone who's going to lead you into how to write out your story, or how to develop, how to journal, and get this stuff off your chest. So that's all happening at the brunch, and you'll have that opportunity to do that. The link will be in the comments for you to do it. But most importantly, I want you to come if you need to be inspired. I need you to come if you have been feeling something and dealing with something, and you just want to know what's on the other side of that pain. That's the reason that you need to be there. Okay? Because when other women begin to share their stories, you're going to be empowered by what you hear. everybody's story is not the same. You know, you have some people that were molested, but then you have some people that just weren't. But they went through other trials and other tribulations or whatever, but they made it out on the other side. So it's important for you guys to, be inspired by somebody else's story, because you never know how that can help you, how it can heal you. You socialize, you share, you inspire, and you get to meet these amazing women with open hearts to love on you and to help you through whatever you're going through. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in to this conversation and being a part of it. But I hope that you learn how to share your story. And as traumatic as it is, and as much as we don't want to talk about it,
and stop letting people tell you to stop talking about it. That's the thing. I mean, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of hearing it. We gotta stop saying that. We just gotta stop saying that. Because when you say that again, you once again silence a whole bunch of women. Well, they don't want to hear about it no more, so I ain't gonna say that.
Right.
So please, let's stop saying that. Talk about it as much as you can till you get free, and then just keep talking about it till you free others. You know what I'm saying? That's your story. So it's your story, it's your truth, so you have to speak to it. And if you ever need anyone that you just want to talk to, you can always hit me. Yeah, talk. And I am always down to just hear, what you have to say. You can find me, of course, right here on the page, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Isis_Thomas. You can, what does it say? Jesus. Will it be age appropriate? I mean, it just depends on what you want them to hear. What you want them to hear. Of course, it's not graphic, but it is definitely the truth. We say molestation. We do say rape. I was raped. I was this. You know what I'm saying? So if those are terms that you don't want them to hear, or their parents haven't prepared them to hear about molestation, rape, or whatever, because some people are very, they don't want to share that with their kids at an early age, but I think 12 and 13, they definitely need to hear about rape and molestation. Right. But yeah, you can definitely bring them to the brunch. Like I said, I want people to be inspired. You don't have to share your story. But just come. But just come and be inspired by somebody else's story. Because I have 4 speakers scheduled for you guys, and they're going to be talking to you guys about how they've dealt with everything from mental illness to rape to molestation and just to poverty. Yeah, some of the people have dealt with poverty and had to deal with the obstacles of poverty, and they're telling you how they made it over. So this is an event where your story is valid, where your story has power, and where when you share that story, you are sharing it with the intent to inspire someone else. So it's all about service. It's all about service. Please contact me for tickets. This is our 3rd year doing it, and we have a great time. Every time is moving, and I'm shocked every time I leave by some of the stories that I hear. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Robrita. And I'm gonna do a ticket giveaway. I might as well do that now, huh? Yeah. Let me do a ticket giveaway. Oh, yeah. I probably should did it earlier. Yeah. I forgot. It was, it was a lot going on in my life. But I made it through. Woo! I hope I ain't had no ugly cry, y'all. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. I'm sorry. But, so what do you want to do? You got to find out who's still in the room. Who is all in here? Let's see. From Atlanta. You got to find somebody. Yeah, who's from Atlanta that's in here? Put a little emoji with the hands up. And we'll go through it like that. Nobody from Atlanta. UTL shop. It might not have an emoji.
Yes, they do.
What's that?
And she said that people need to understand the seriousness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so I am I'm done. I can't take no more R. Kelly, Alton. I don't think I
Well, you
can.
got it out.
I'm definitely into a place where I can talk about it, but I don't know how much I can talk about. Corey, Daphne, you know you ain't from Atlanta.
Is she coming to the brunch?
Hmm?
Is Daphne coming?
I don't know, Daph. You coming? Daphne would have told me if she
Corey,
was
oh yeah, Corey. Yeah, she would be tell her, Corey White, yeah.
Shoot Alton an email.
Yeah.
And
She'll
well,
really
inbox.
enjoy it.
Actually, you can inbox me and I'll send it to her.
Yeah.
I'll send her the link.
Yeah, we
For the
she
ticket.
definitely will enjoy it.
So.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and please, like I said, you can still share the video because somebody needs to hear it and somebody needs to be healed by it. So, all right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Like I said, Corey, make sure that you inbox me, and then I'll send you the link for the ticket and stuff. Bye. She said you planning on comment. Okay, well then you know to text me then. All right, we got to end this video. Bye, y'all. Peace and blessings.